Okay, this is a quick look at Effect Auto Center, and a couple things right off the bat. I don't like. There's a lot of header space being taken up here. For example, this phone number and the office number, it could go up here in the header. We want your vehicle get the best value. This could be turned into a checker of some sort. Check and see how much your trade's worth, and see who's interested in looking to sell their stuff. I would squeeze this in, and this is. I'll show you one I'm working on just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. If you look, we've got the hours, we've got the address and the phone number all up here in the top, and this is the home page. So it's more for building credibility, and that was the reason we put the picture of the dealership there. But let's go back to your website right here. From here, I would have this, like I said, squeezed down into a small little area. Then you should have, this is your hero image. This is like this section here should be higher up on the page. So if we squeeze this into a smaller section and put all this information together, I like the fact that you've only got 4 links across here. This pre-qualified in seconds, no effect on that. This should be, if this is important enough to have right underneath your banner, I would put that here. I would make one big hero image and then say, hey, listen, no effect on credit scores, get pre-qualified in seconds. I would put that here along with, let me see how we did. We've got shop, the inventory, and also pre-approved. So I would do something just like this where you've got these two, you've got the pre-qualified on approval and the inventory side by side right there, and bring that into one column or one hero image. The makes and models, I mean, that's fine. Underneath there, you search, or you could put the search, put that in the middle, and make that your search. Of course, with the search today, you don't need all these drop downs, so they could just type in, hey, I'm looking for a Ford F-150, and it should show the Ford F-150s. They shouldn't have to do all this to find something. Let's see here. If we come to inventory, how much inventory is there? 115 cars. That's a good bit of cars there. Then you've got these things popping up all over the place. I don't much care for that. I would put the cars 3 in a row too. I wonder if it's necessary to show all this information. Again, when we were looking at and we don't have near that many cars. We did under the 400 a month, under 10,000, and that was what some guys on the forum were pointing out. And I can send you a link to the forum where we were talking about it and everything. This page we're still messing with here. These aren't the right colors or anything else. We're trying to figure out how to do that. But we did 3 in a row, and you can see what the ones. But I just don't know if it's necessary to have all this information on the first page. I mean, you can click and get more details on stuff. You can even search by things. Let's see, we can search by mileage, condition, body style, make, model. I guess you can't search by whether it's automatic or not, but like on this one right here, we had, I think it got removed. On the first design, we had the ability to search. There was just buttons that you would click to filter by the model and everything. Not by the model, but by whether it was an automatic, how many miles and prices and all that. But I would do something like 3 in a row. Again, I would turn this into a small icon or something, or you've got financing up here. I don't know if it's, I mean, it just looks like advertising. It looks like advertising. It doesn't look like I'm ready to start looking at the cars. And then when you start looking at the cars, you're kind of scrolling one by one, which seems like it'd take you a long time to go, which there's 8 pages. But also, if you look at your title tag, when you do the title tag, what you want is your main, most important keyword first. The main keyword on here is what? I mean, we've got new and used cars, or just used cars. All cars for sale. Are these new too? Condition, new. No, so there's no new cars. It's just used cars. I would have this set up that says something like used cars for sale, or find your next used car. Something that had to do with a well searched for keyword and described exactly what it is you're doing. And then from there, have your name and all at the end of it. I wouldn't have it. I wouldn't have my name at the beginning. The main keyword should be there. And if we look at it, if we shoot back over here, what's this? We should be able to mouse over right here, right? Let's see, used cars for sale in Columbus. So we started off right off the bat with used cars for sale, and that's the way I would set this up. I wouldn't have the name first. I would have used cars for sale, and then the city and everything that you're in. From there, you've got, and this is what these dealerships, they build such poorly designed websites that they prevent you from, and this also prevents their designers from checking the code as well. But they prevent anybody from being able to check the code, so you can't see it's got 2,000 errors in the code, because that would make them look bad. So instead of making themselves look bad, they block the ability to check the coding errors altogether. And then they do the same with this Wave tool. Wave lets you know if it's ADA compliant. If somebody is going to sue you for not being ADA compliant, they won't be using Wave. Wave is a development tool that developers use to check their code. What they'll be using is a device, and it won't work because they've got all these errors that they're blocking anybody from seeing. And then you end up getting sued or fined by the government because your website's not ADA compliant. When the web developer, he walks away scot-free. He just, hey, not on me. The law says it's on the business owner. It has nothing to do with the web designer. So the web designer is building 1,000 websites. None of them are ADA compliant. But he doesn't care if the customers get sued. He's more concerned about himself, and he's fine. I mean, the law protects him. And then if you look at this website, well, we can tell it's not accessible. This gives us some of the errors. But if this first content painting is in under a second, Google can't spider the site. They can't find all the pages. They can't even rank the pages because they're unable to find them, because it's got to be in under a second for them to be able to spider the whole site. And then the largest content painting has to be in 2.5 seconds. If it's not in 2.5 seconds, it's got ranking penalties. And Google's own studies show that if a website takes 3 seconds to load, it'll lose 53% of its traffic. So this website's losing 1,000% of its traffic right off the bat before it ever loads. And most people today are doing their research on mobile phones. But I can dig into this site more and look at more stuff. This just gives you a rough idea of a couple things that I was looking at. But if you want me to dig in deeper and do a better analysis of the website and look at more stuff, I can do that. But just a couple things off I would, like I said, I would shrink this header down, pull this stuff up, put a hero image in here, remove all this banner stuff, because that just looks like somebody's running ads on your website. The BBB, if you're going to do that, I do a cool looking little design of some sort to show the BBB stuff. And I had one I was messing with earlier today, but I don't think I've got it anymore. I think that it got messed up or disappeared. But anyway, that gives you a couple ideas, a couple things you can look at. I'll send you to a thread on a forum where we're talking about this stuff. And, you know, like we started with the home page and we're kind of just working through it. And there's a bunch of attacks going on here. There's a bunch of web designers in here, and they don't like me talking about speed. But you can see I laid out all the evidence for the speed and all. But I'll send you a link to this as well. And hope this helps you out. If there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Thanks, and have a good day.